Coming up, OU student Samantha Folnicki speaks out, what she has to say about her controversial essay. And gas prices fall to their lowest since 2021. See where in Norman you can find the cheapest fuel.
And we've got a cold front on the move through Oklahoma. Could bring us some wintry precipitation as we head into tomorrow. I'll have all the updates coming up. This is OU Nightly.
Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Bryn Mead.
And I'm Clay Webster. We begin tonight with continued coverage of OU junior Samantha Folnicki.
Yes, Clay, and that name has been the center of controversy after she claims to have been discriminated against by her TA, Mel Kurth. The problem started when she received a zero honor assignment.
The original Constitution Principles Affecting Culture Foundation, or OCPAC, held a meeting today where Folnicki spoke out about the situation. OU Nightly's Emma McAndrews was at the meeting. Emma, what did Folnicki have to say?
Yeah, Clay, Folnicki and many other Oklahoma leaders were in attendance at that meeting, voicing their concerns for a lack of conservative values on the campus on the university's campus. Folnicki and OU did confirm to OU Nightly that the original failing assignment grade will not count towards her final grade in the class.
It's not just about the grade, it's about the principle behind it and about what the university is allowing. They put the TA on administrative leave. I think if you can't do your job correctly in any setting, you get fired.
Answer my email and let's have a meeting so we can get past this nonsense.
Now that was State Senator Shane Jett with a direct message to OU President Harris. Now, I'm currently at the Oklahoma Memorial Union where a protest in support of the TA will begin here Friday at noon, and it will make its way all the way over to the South Oval. OU Nightly has reached out to that TA, but have not heard a response back. Reporting live from the Oklahoma Memorial Union for the last time, I'm Emma McAndrews, OU Nightly.
Thank you, Emma, for that update. OU Nightly reached out to the university for a statement on Oklahoma Senator Shane Jett's comments, but have not heard back.
Clay, I think it's finally jacket season.
That's right, and it might be about time to pull out the gloves and scarves, too. Carlin, what can you tell us about the chill in the air?
Well, definitely a great time to pull out the coats and scarves tomorrow. You also might need the gloves. My hands get extra cold. Right now, we do have a cold front that's moving through the state, and it's going to make us a lot colder tomorrow. But I want to send it over to OU Nightly meteorologist Rachel Mosshammer, who could tell us how it feels outside right now. Rachel?
Yeah, Carlin, like you said, you may not need these gloves right now, but come tomorrow morning for your early morning commute, you might need a pair as you step out the door. Right now, models are still trending favorable for some type of wintry mix here in Norman, but you know it's Oklahoma, so we're not really sure if that freezing temp is going to be above freezing or below freezing. But again, it's important you tune in to OU Nightly's social media pages and Carlin's main weather coming up.
Thanks, Rachel. I don't know if y'all saw the Santa behind her, but I mean, the cold temperatures, he's already here. So here are those current temperatures we have across the metro and extending out into the rest of the state. Same trend. We've got temperatures in the 40s for the most part, but tonight we're going to be in the upper 20s. So coming up in just a little bit, I'm going to talk about our temperatures and that possible wintry mix that we could have into tonight and the temperature change incoming, guys.
Thanks, Carlin. The immigration crackdown continues after operations in Los Angeles, Chicago, Memphis, and Charlotte. OU Nightly's Elle Gedman has that and the rest of today's national and international headlines from the News Center. Elle.
The Department of Homeland Security announced the start of the immigration operation in New Orleans, calling it Operation Catahoula Crunch. There are also crackdowns in Minnesota targeting undocumented Somali immigrants. President Trump said in his cabinet meeting yesterday that he does not want Somali immigrants in the United States, referring to them as, quote, garbage who should go back to where they came from. A Pentagon watchdog said Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth risks exposing sensitive information that could have endangered U.S. troops while using a messaging app. The group said that Hegseth was relaying information about a planned military strike in Yemen, sharing the information with his colleagues and wife. The sensitive information could have fallen into enemy hands over the commercial app. And updates in the Jeffrey Epstein case as new photos and videos of his private compound in the U.S. Virgin Islands have been released by House Democrats. Another development, Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's former girlfriend, who was convicted of recruiting young girls into sex trafficking, is planning to ask a judge to release her from prison, according to a new court filing. And a doctor who admitted to distributing ketamine to Friends actor Matthew Perry before his death was sentenced to 30 months in federal prison on Wednesday. Clay, Bryn.
Thanks, Elle. Gas prices have shifted gears this holiday season. Find out what to expect from your wallet.
And why water is a leading topic at a meeting for Oklahoma state leaders. What changes could come soon? Are you looking for a merry and bright spot in your budget this holiday season? Well, right now you can find it at the gas pumps. CNN reporter Karen Kaifa is in Washington with the story on what's driving prices to their lowest levels in years.
A holiday treat for drivers.
We haven't seen gas prices this low since 2021, and we could continue to see that trend as we head into the holiday season.
AAA said the nationwide average for a gallon of regular gasoline dipped below the $3 mark this week for the first time since May 2021. And in some states, the average is even lower.
You've got high supply, lower demand. You've got a lower gasoline blend that's cheaper to produce. You combine all of that, you're going to get lower gas prices.
The major driver of gas prices, crude oil prices, has dropped significantly. In December 2022, 10 months after Russia invaded Ukraine and destabilized the global oil market, U.S. oil prices were around $81 per barrel. Lately, they're hovering around and below the $60 mark.
Crude oil prices this year have been relatively stable and relatively low. When you look at the national average across the board, starting in January of this year, it's been pretty much a flat line all year long, and that's very rare.
Both the U.S. and OPEC have upped their oil production in recent months, adding more supply to outpace demand. Another contributing factor, most pumps right now are filled with winter blend gasoline, which costs less to produce. And with the exception of the busy winter holiday periods, overall demand typically falls during winter. In Washington, I'm Karen Kaifa.
Well, according to AAA, Oklahoma has the lowest gas prices in the nation at $2.41 a gallon. And in Norman, the website Gas Buddy has listed 5 gas stations with prices under $2, including multiple Murphy USA and Walmart locations.
Also in Norman, a 2-day-long symposium is happening now to discuss water issues across the state. Abigail Nickel has that and more in today's Earth Report.
That's right, Bryn. Water is the topic of a discussion at a symposium being held right now in Norman. The symposium includes Governor Stitt and other state representatives talking about water issues in Oklahoma. Rural water districts all over the state are in and out of water boil orders. One in particular in Osage County has been under a boil order since August 2024 due to water treatment failures. I reached out for a comment from Oklahoma State Representative Judge Strom, and he stated water should be discussed as the most fundamental and valuable resource in this state. And plans to build multiple data center campuses across Oklahoma are raising concerns across the state. In Muskogee County, Google recently unveiled plans for 2 major data centers, part of a $9 billion investment across the state to support growing demands for cloud and AI infrastructure. Tribes and communities are concerned because of the cost and health and safety.
I've got to meet some of the local people who tell us they are protesting against it for reasons that are reasonable, that it needs a higher electric cost, water cost. Who knows about it will be emitted from the data center.
Following this story as it progresses. Bryn, Clay.
Thank you, Abigail, and stay with us to hear what people are saying about OU's fourth quarter tradition.
Find out what song hypes up the Sooner football team the most. Up next.
And we're tracking chances for winter precipitation across the state. I'll have what you need to know when we return. Keep it here. Well, welcome back, y'all. Thanks for joining us this Wednesday evening. We do have a cold front that's making its way through the state. As we speak right now, you can see it already has cooled down some areas of western Oklahoma. Few degrees. You can see over in Guyman, 16 degrees below what we saw 24 hours ago. And the temperatures are also still on the warmer side right now, but I want you to look at the panhandle. That's when that cold front has moved through. It's bringing that cooler air down from the north. That's what we are going to see as we continue throughout the rest of the evening and into the overnight hours. So a lot of people still in the upper 40s right now. It is going to change as we head into the rest of the evening and into the overnight. Here's that cold front that is making its way through Oklahoma as we speak. Some areas of the panhandle into parts of Colorado and western Kansas are already getting in on some wintry precipitation, which is what we could see as we continue throughout the night tonight. Something else we could see is those wind chill values getting in the teens into the earlier parts of tomorrow. So that's definitely something to remember if you're walking to class. We could see temperatures at 19 in Oklahoma City, 17 is what it's going to feel like in Norman. So definitely chilly outside, and that's going to continue into earlier parts of Friday as well, where we could again see wind chill values in the teens. So we're going to stay on the chillier side and then warm right back up into the afternoon on Friday. So it's a quick cold spell, as I like to call it. As we continue over the next few days, here's that chance we're seeing for wintry precipitation. As we continue throughout the rest of tomorrow, you can see this is the earlier hours of tomorrow. There's that chance for some snowfall into parts of western Oklahoma, especially as you go into central Oklahoma. Also the chance there. And something I want to note, this is still an up in the air forecast. It's really hard to forecast these things when models are disagreeing here and there, especially with when and where the snowfall will occur. So here's as we continue throughout the rest of the morning, there's some wintry mix down there in parts of southeastern Oklahoma, and we will clear out by tomorrow. So precipitation types, this could change as we head into the rest of the evening. But as of right now, this is where we're looking for the best chance for wintry mix. North of I-40, pretty much that chance for some snow. And as we head towards the southeastern part of the state, chance for some rain. And we could get some accumulating snow bands in that area of the pink and in the blue as well. So here's that timing that we're looking at for the precipitation. You can see early morning hours for the most part in the western part of the state, and it gets later into the afternoon as we continue into parts of the southeast. So I do want to talk about the change in precipitation type. This is what we could see as we continue throughout the rest of tomorrow. This is what rain looks like. We're cooler in the upper levels and warmer in the lower levels, and as we continue to snow, that's when we're cool throughout all the levels. So we could see freezing rain or sleet here in parts of Norman, but we could even see snow as you head north of I-40, continuing throughout the rest of the next few days. So if you're driving tomorrow morning, definitely something to remember. You want to avoid driving, you want to reduce your speed, and definitely make sure to avoid sudden stops. I know we had a lot of problems with that as we continued throughout Monday morning with a lot of ice and sleet on the roads. But as we continue throughout the next few days, you can see we're going to warm back up to above average once we get into next week. But we're gonna have to get through tomorrow before we get there. My best advice: wear the coats, wear the gloves, wear the hats if you are planning on being outside earlier tomorrow.
Oh man, and on top of that, it might just be time for a Christmas playlist.
Yeah, with the possible wintry precipitation, yeah, it might be time for it.
Well, speaking of playlists, last season OU football played Toby Keith when they entered into the fourth quarter. But this season, they found a new in-game anthem. OU Nightly reporter Chris Holman has more on what students here on campus think about the Sooners' new song choice.
A great song can pump up a crowd going into the fourth quarter, and it seems like OU could have found that spark.
I'm a big fan of Many Men and the whole Get Rich or Die Trying album, so I'm not opposed to it at all.
Many Men's a great song. You know, I think one of the coolest moments in NFL history was when that Washington Commanders player walked out of the tunnel after he was shot. I think that's a really tough song.
It seems like the Sooners have found their song that embodies the hard-to-kill mentality that they've been carrying this season, but some students on campus don't feel the same way.
I think we need a little bit more rock. You know, we have some country, we have some rap, great. Obviously I'm wearing a Nirvana shirt, so I would like to see a little bit more rock. I know we got Seven Nation Army in the beginning, but what about I guess it's not Oklahoma based, but Sweet Child of Mine, I don't know. Okay. I feel like that'd be kind of fun. You know?
I was a big fan of Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue. We talked about that with Many Men, but I think Oklahoma being where we're at, we have to have some country pride in what our little traditions are.
Whether it's many men or many songs, Sooner fans are going to keep rooting for their team no matter what. Reporting from the University of Oklahoma, Chris Holman, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Chris. OU fans could have the opportunity to make their presence felt again soon, with OU football having the chance to host a playoff game here in Norman.
That's right, Clay, and the college football playoff rankings are out. Stay with us to see who the Sooners might have to beat again.
And Oklahoma's future is looking bright because today is National Signing Day. Hear about how OU DNA will keep this next class together for generations to come.
Yeah, guys, and crossing over into basketball, find out how both Sooner teams are making their mark so far this season. And we'll have more about a team that continues to run the league next in sports. Hello, I'm Dalton Davis, and it's time for sports. Today is National Signing Day, and the Sooners signed 24 players. Oklahoma football currently owns the 16th ranked recruiting class in the nation with 13 4 or 5 stars and 11 3 stars according to various recruiting sites. The average NIL package for these new Sooners is $72,000. I might have to go sign instead of reporting. I could play on that O-line. Some notable names are QB Bo Bentley, wide receiver Jaden Pettit, and defensive end Jake Krell. And these new guys are perfect for the locker room.
Foundation of our locker room is going to be high school players and guys that are about the right stuff, that are attracted to the things that we're about. Again, blue collar, tremendous work ethic, guys that love to be pushed and challenged, want to be coached, want to be developed. They have a great value for education and the collegiate experience and being connected to something, you know, for the next 40 years of their life when football's over.
You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me. That's a Thanos quote, and it perfectly describes the Sooners' playoff position. As of Tuesday, the Sooners rank 8th in the college football playoff race, while Alabama ranks 9th, meaning they would play each other in the first round. The Sooners beat the Tide 23-21 and may have an opportunity to do it again. Fading away into basketball, the Sooner men's team played Wake Forest on Tuesday, and Oklahoma gave the Demon Deacons an exorcism. 6 Sooners scored in double digits, while Tay Davis and Darion Reed led the way with 18 sugar cookies each. OU also led in almost every category. They had 5 more assists, 2 more steals, 18 more rebounds, and of course 18 more points, winning the game 86-68. This evening at 6:15, the OU women's basketball team takes on NC State, looking to extend their win streak to 7 in a row. Oklahoma is currently in first in the SEC and ranked 9th nationally. 5 Sooners are averaging double-digit points, and Aaliyah Chavez is leading the team with 18 points. Will the Sooners prance and dance around the Wolves like Santa's reindeers? Well, we'll track it for you. Different day, same box score. To no one's surprise, the Thunder win again. Battling former Sooner Buddy Hield and the Warriors, OKC is now 21-1 on the season and now has the 4th best start in NBA history. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had 38 candy canes, those are points by the way, and went 5 of 6 from 3. The Thunder put Golden State under the mistletoe and kissed them goodnight, 124-112. Clay, Bryn.
Thank you, Dalton. Stay with us for a very special holiday story told like no other.
How one neighborhood is celebrating an early December snow day in a big way.
This special last story we decided to tell you in the form of a holiday poem.
In Missouri, one frozen figure is stealing the show today, stopping cars in their tracks with a flurry of display.
This isn't your average front yard snowman. He's too tall to ignore. So big, even Frosty couldn't settle the score.
Meet Bob standing 17 feet tall with pride, a winter legend in Kirksville that neighbors admire from the roadside.
He was built by a small army of snow troops, packing, stacking, and ladder climbing, the coldest of groups.
At this point, nobody does snow like Bob.
Wow, I love a good winter tale.
I do too.
I love his name is Bob. That just makes it all so much better. I'm sorry. Anyways, y'all, chance for wintry precipitation into tonight. We are tracking that as we continue throughout the overnight hours into the earlier parts of tomorrow. Some areas of Oklahoma could see that chance for some freezing rain.
Well, happy holidays, and thank you for watching OU Nightly. I'm Bryn Mead.
And I'm Clay Webster. Be sure to watch OU Nightly live. There's 2 more shows tomorrow and Friday, live at 4:30. Good night.